happens next, Dushchan Sridhar? So the Pran Pratishtha, for all practical purposes, is now sampann. The Pran Pratishtha has been done. Are we to conclude that? What happens next?
So the Prana Pratishtha is a part of the larger Muhurtam, and that got completed by the grace of Prabhu Sri Ramachandra very well. And then once the Prana Pratishtha is done, then only you can take Harati for the Lord Padmaja, because the Netra Unmilanam was done, and then you do the Harati, and from that moment the Prana Pratishtha is done, he becomes an Aradhya Devata, an Aradhya Murti. From now on, there will be certain other ceremonies, whatever is the Sesha Homam, whatever is left of the 11-day rituals and all the ceremony for the Prana Pratishtha, they will be performed by the priest. I don't think the Yajaman has to take part in everything. What he will do is he will allocate some person on behalf of him, on behalf of Modi ji and the other people. Those priests will be doing. So it's as simple as that. Now after the Prana Pratishtha, the Sesha Homam will happen, and then from now on, like say maybe 2 days later, the work can continue, because the Garbhagriham is over, it is covered from the top, and then the Mula Murti is established, the Prana Pratishtha is done, the Utsava Murti, Ram Lalla, the processional deity is ready. So all this is ready. From now on, the work can happen in the first floor, the second floor, and then the Shikharam can happen. So all that can happen from now on. So the very important part of the temple, which is Prana Pratishtha, is done. From now on, it is the remaining Sannidhis which have to be built based. I was told that it is based on Panchayatana form of worship. Even during the 3rd and the 4th century in Devgarh, the kings had constructed a beautiful temple based on the Panchayatana form of worship. Where Panchayatana denotes, there is a central deity here in case of this temple. It is Prabhu Sri Ramachandra, who represents the Vaishnava aspect of Paramatma. Then there will be Parivara Devatas. There will be a Sannidhi for Lord Shiva. There will be a Sannidhi, I presume there will be a Sannidhi for Hanuman. There will be a Sannidhi for Ganesha, who's Ganapati. So there will be the Parivara Devatas in the temple. The central temple, main temple has been constructed, and that too, the main Garbhagriham has been constructed. So a Pradakshinam is being performed. I'm sure all your viewers will be extremely well versed. In Sanskritam, the right side of the body is referred to as Dakshina. The left side is referred to as Vama. Since when you do a circumambulation around the Mula deity, where your right side faces the Lord, Dakshina Bhagam faces the Lord, it is called Pradakshina. Pradakshina is where your right side faces the Lord. So a Pradakshina is being performed. Now I also observed that our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji is doing a Sashtanga Namaskaram. Sashtanga is where 8 parts of your body, right from your joint hands to your forehead, to your kantham, to your chest, to your abdomen, to your knees, to your toes, everything touches the ground. So 8 parts of your body touch the ground. So it is called Sashtanga Namaskaram. So the Prime Minister did perform Sashtanga Namaskaram. It has a moral value in it, Padmaja. Be it today, which is a democracy, or earlier before in 1947, where it was a king's rule, the kings also regarded themselves as servants of the Lord. In the state of Kerala, the ruling kings, like famous, some of them very famous, like Swati Tirunal, Uttiradam Tirunal, Chittirai Tirunal, they all said we are all servants of Lord Padmanabha. So even during the king's rule, the kings called themselves as servants of the Lord. What do I speak about democracy? The Prime Minister of India prostrates before Rama, because Rama is Dharmo Vigrahavan, the personification of Dharma. So if at all somebody has to imbibe how a king should be, if at all a person has to imbibe how a leader should be, if a person has to imbibe what are the qualities one needs to internalize, there can be no better example than Rama, and there is no better Rajya than Rama Rajya. So the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, did prostrate at the lotus feet of Prabhu Sri Ramachandra. And he's thanking all the priests for having conducted the ceremony so smoothly, so seamlessly, and that requires a lot of dedication on the sides of the Purohits as well, because Purohita Shabdam itself means the person who thinks good for us, Hita for us, Purohita. So all the Purohits have been thinking for the goodwill of the country. Else, in such a cold morning, all these mornings in Ayodhya was super cold, and they have all been seated on a marble floor reciting the Vedic hymns. That shows the kind of dedication that they have had for this. And now the Prime Minister gets gets out of the Garbhagriham, which is being laced and covered with beautiful Swarna Dwarams, gold covered Dwarams, and he gets out through the central Ardhamandapam, and you see, because it is being built like a Ashtanga Vimanam.